Why don't in the future, iPhone, Apple, just pitching it to you guys, when we're recording, you have like a little red light on the other side of the camera.
Mine has
that. But most people don't do podcast recording on their phone.
Mine does that.
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't.
10.
There was a mosquito flying around
10,
here,
right?
and I tried to kill it, and I missed it. So the whole time, I'm just going to be watching out for this mosquito, because for some reason, they like to eat me. What are we even on? What generation iPhone are we on?
8,000.
No, iPhone 8000, wow.
My phone works. It does everything I need it to do.
Working kazoos today. Let's do this thing, buddy. Yes, we have working kazoos today. That means you're going to be all stressed out, and it's okay. It's okay. This is episode 21. 21. Can you do some for me? Can you get a little rich place for me?
We're far away from the table.
Because you moved it! You want to kick this thing off? I have my first note on here as Matt is leading the podcast.
No, you didn't tell me I was leading the podcast.
I did. Yesterday, I said, you're leading the podcast because you and Gerard just are over there saying, I just talk too much on my own podcast, so you should.
No, they said I talked a lot on the last podcast, and I was like, because it was a together podcast.
That
they
is
were
not,
asking us questions.
He is such a liar.
And
such a liar.
let you do your thing.
Those two, Gerard and Matt, always gang up on me, and they're like, you're always interrupting. You're just always talking away on the podcast. I'm like, okay, that's because I asked Matt, how was your week? And you go, good. And that's all we get. So, how was your week?
Great. Why talk about me when we can talk about other things?
Because people love
No,
you.
my
and
week has not been great.
Why has it not been great?
Because my body is jacked up.
Okay, we gotta fix it.
No need to talk about that.
Okay, you had a bad week. I mean, guys, we all go through the ups and downs of training and everything, but you need to stay on your... Maybe you should check out my hip videos on YouTube.
What have I been doing the last two and a half weeks?
No,
yes,
you
I
just
have.
started stretching this week.
No, I haven't.
Literally
That's
watched
not
you
true.
come in the gym on Saturday, do 0 warm-up, and jump straight into a workout because I was here before you.
Because I was trying to
warming
get stuff
up.
done because I had a lot to do.
You started before I did, and I was here before you stretching.
That's a whole nother
stretch more.
issue, and I have been stretching every morning, or like 5 or 6 days a week.
I'm gonna do
After
a
the
secret.
6 a.m.
Yes,
class,
I have to admit,
I've been doing
this
that
week.
No, that wasn't this week. That was been like the last 2 weeks.
Do you stretch?
I'm not gonna. That's
guys,
not true.
do you guys stretch? Okay, I'll start a video log of this. Do you guys stretch before you get injured, or do you stretch when you get injured? You should stretch before.
I was stretching before.
Okay. So
That's
he's
the
had a
point.
bad week. Wow, you said I was going to be in a bad mood on this podcast. Look who's in a bad mood now. All right, we have lots to talk about. This is not going to be good, my second bullet point, because it's just going to lead to worse things. My second bullet point is I am extra short when it comes to complaining about training right now, and that is your fault because of the type of training that we're doing. I had like a realization on that podcast. So yesterday we sat down and got to chat with awesome people over Zoom. There's a podcast from
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks. Is it called Hard Knocks Podcast?
I think so. It's their gym. Their gym is called Hard Knocks.
We know some folks out at Hard Knocks.
Brownsville.
We have fam.
Florida. Or Brownsville, Texas.
Florida. No, it's still in Texas. Brownsville, Texas. When we go to the Spyland games, we hang out with these guys because they're awesome. And they have a beautiful facility and a great community. And we got to chat with them on their very own podcast. And it was great. It was such a fun conversation. But it actually popped up yesterday where they were like, are there parts of training that you enjoy versus other, like, or what? How do you like push through like the weaknesses and the weakness training and stuff like you don't want to do? And then like, is it fun? Is it not fun? And I was like, let me think about this. No, it's not fun, but you listen to that podcast, I talk about how we associate like the reward of going through that hardship and going through those sticky times. Like you start associating the work with the reward, which ultimately is fun, is getting gains and seeing stuff. But the type of training that we're doing right now just freaking sucks. Like everything is in the pain cave. Everything is like max effort at moderate weights, along with like some like other fun little weird max out things. But the manual resistance was killing my soul. Marching is killing my soul. All of this other stuff is just killing my soul.
Guys, she was happy when she 10-pound PR'd her floor press on Tuesday.
I was very happy about that.
So
See?
It worked.
That's what I'm talking about. You associate the reward with the work. So going through that
you were
stuff
so
is
happy
like,
on Tuesday.
yeah, because my push presses look good too.
And then Wednesday rolled around again, and you're like,
What did I do yesterday? Was I not happy yesterday? Well, I wasn't happy about muscle ups yesterday because just stuff about muscle ups. But I'm just saying, guys, real talk, training can be very sucky. And trying to improve and learn new things and do that stuff can be very sucky. But you know what's not sucky is the reward you get from working hard and going through those tough times. But I will say this. If anyone comes up to me and complains about training, I shut it down real quick. It's very unfriendly. I shut it down real quick because I'm like, you do the manual resistance then. You do the D-ball marches then. I'd so much rather be doing all these fun CrossFit-y workouts, but no, I'm stuck over here doing that nasty stuff. That means when it comes time to compete, I'm going to be excited to do all these CrossFit workouts, providing people program CrossFit. How was your week?
Big assumption, but you know.
We hope. I mean, that's the sport that I signed up for. And really quick, if you don't have anything to add to my rant, I'm going to jump into a little baby touch on the games updates. For all you guys that get all your information here on the No Regrets podcast. It's not a great place to get information. It's just a great place to have a great time. Did you have anything to add before I jumped into that?
No.
Okay. Season update. They gave us some dates. They gave us a few like bullet points of how you're going to qualify from the Open to quarterfinals and then to semifinals and then eventually the games. It looks like they're taking a lot of people to quarterfinals, which they used to take top 10% over the last few years, was already a lot of people. So there are plenty of other videos, podcasts that chat about all what everybody's thinking. There's like not many details on this yet. We don't know if they're keeping the same regions, even though it seems like they are, and just having... We don't know all of the changes and exactly how it's going to flow, but people are making a lot of educated assumptions.
They just wait until they can give all the details out.
Right.
Because when they give out some, then there's like this lack of trust built up over the last maybe couple of years, and then everyone's just like, which I get that way too, but then it's just like, it becomes a point where let's make this thing fun, let's make it awesome, let's compete, let's do cool stuff. But sometimes when it comes out in segments, and I understand they want to get the calendar out and get people prepared, but sometimes I think that provides, but I guess it's just more attention and people talking about the sport, so maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. It's just, you don't know the whole story, so I don't know what to think.
That's exactly how I feel. Like
parts of me like the idea of some things, like, oh, there's people in here that can't make 10%, but take the Open more seriously than the other 50% of the people that are just going to do the Open for something fun. So they get something a little bit extra with doing quarterfinals. But then there's the whole situation of how that works at affiliates we kind of went through our heads and counted how many people could possibly be doing quarterfinals here and what that would look like. And just really too, like, how do they program that to serve those people that are, the next 15% that go to quarterfinals, and how do they serve the people trying to make it to semifinals and getting the right people to semifinals, and how does that programming play out? Seems like a very challenging thing to do, but we'll see if they do it.
This is where I'm at, guys. And this is where, like, I don't know if other peeps feel like this. I told Matt last night that it's come down to this. Like, I want to still compete because I love it and I have fun with this sport and everything. So I'm getting to the point where I feel like there's just so much. They announce something that's like halfway announced. Like, we don't have any of the details on it. So people start like assuming, and you can literally feel all the frustration over the last few years of like flip-flopping, changing structures all over the place, to where it's literally like negative, 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 negative. I haven't heard a single positive thing. And there's something to be said about that. Like, I'm frustrated. I've been frustrated with the past few seasons too. Even the season that we made it to the games, like, oh, we made it, we crushed it, we like made our goal, our big goal. And there was still so much frustration built up in that season. So as far as like me and like where I'm at as a competitor in the space and like feeling the frustration, I'm gonna know the rules. That's all I want to know. Tell me how to get to the CrossFit Games, and that's what I need to focus on. All the other drama of this, that, and this, I'm going to, basically what I want to do is go onto the floor, compete how I want to compete, and represent what I want to represent, which is CrossFit, the community, and like showing how all the pieces as far as like building a community inside your gym and your affiliate and working out with awesome people translates into high-level competition too. That's it.
Yes.
I'm done with the drama.
If you're an athlete, whatever level of athlete you're at, especially if you're an athlete trying to make semifinals or move on, even make quarterfinals, whatever, you can't control so much. You have no control over this stuff. So don't let yourself get frustrated, because it's just going to bleed into other stuff. So ignore it if you need to. If you're one of those athletes that's trying to make semifinals or go from semifinals to games, there is some importance in knowing maybe really staying plugged in, knowing how they might program quarterfinals in that case where there's a bigger pool of people and what the workouts may look like, so you can be better prepared. Have a coach, have someone in your life that can focus on those things and help get you prepared for that. But I would say most people, you're not going to serve yourself well if you're just like, if you get caught up in the nitty gritty of all that. It's going to take care of itself. You take care of yourself and get better, and have some people on your team that can dive into that a little bit more, so you can be, maybe they can just prepare you for what might be coming, but don't be hung up on every little detail.
But this is where I'm like frustrated with even something like I just said. Like, I want to be like, the way the sport can move forward is you take like bigger names and people like use their voices to like voice their opinions and change those things. But the problem is right now is no one knows what the F is going on. Like, everything keeps changing left and right. And from anywhere from the season structure to ownership and all of this, that's why I'm like, I don't even know what to say at this point besides build a structure. You can't keep changing it, because you don't get like
this is what your mindset has to be. Just like we talk about this all the time when you go out on the competition floor or in training or different things, expect things to go wrong. At this point, you need to just expect crazy stuff to happen. It's kind of it's still such a young sport in so many ways. It kind of went up really fast, and then it's kind of like gone down and gone sideways, maybe in some ways, in different ways, whether it be how many people participated or how excited people used to get for the different parts of the season. But it's still a Wild West kind of version of a burgeoning sport. Expect things not to go perfectly, just like you can expect to get some bad no reps or to get things that don't happen quite right in a competition. And that just needs to be your mindset going forward, whether you're an everyday athlete, whatever, make the best of it. And sure, give your critique at the end of the year or at the appropriate time, but just have that expectation of nothing. It's not going to be a perfect structured thing. So that's my advice.
All I know is that recently and lately, I don't like my piss poor attitude when it comes to training and hearing things about the competition season. So I'm recognizing it. First step is always recognizing your issues. recognizing it. And I don't want to have that attitude going into the season or be frustrated, because this is for fun and I want to be successful in it. And I know that if we're having fun and keeping a nice, healthy mindset, like, we're going to do well in it. But, I mean, long story short, it's frustrating, but we'll see what happens this year. We're in it and getting ready for WODAPALOOZA is next up on the agenda. So we're training, getting strong, getting ready for that.
I do appreciate you keeping it real and sharing your true emotions, because I don't feel that always happens in the landscape, but there you go.
What? You don't...
No, I said I do appreciate you on the podcast.
No. What I'm going to say is, like, Becca's not always happy-go-lucky, like she's on her reels.
No,
and
I'm just saying I
everything.
appreciate that. Because
Keeping
it's
it
easy
real.
for me to say as a coach, like, oh, focus on, you could sit here and be like, guys, just focus on what you can control. Everything's going to be great. But the emotions are important. That means that means you care.
That's our games update for you guys. I know lots of other peeps have lots of other opinions, so if you're interested in more of that, you can go check out those peeps, but we are wrapping it up there. Last bullet point I have is I wanted to share, I really love what we do for our Veterans Day Hero WOD bracket. We don't know what Hero WOD we're doing just yet for Veterans Day. If you guys are doing a specific hero workout, I'd like to know. Leave it in the comments, because there's so many out there and they're so different. But what we've been doing for the past few years is actually we set up a little 8 workout bracket. And then we just have each of the classes roll dice, best 3 out of 5. Moves, or
I'm
2
dressed
people.
for Veterans Day today.
Oh, there you go, yeah. 2 people, like, represent the 2 workouts. They dice, roll it off, and then 1 workout, best 3 out of 5. Whoever wins that advances on to the next round. And we keep rolling until Saturday morning, right before we're about to do the hero workout. We have 2 workouts left. We do 1 last dice roll, and then we do whatever workout wins right then and there. So you don't really know what workout you're going to get.
A little bit of unknown and unknowable.
Yeah, you can prepare for the 2. There's 2.
Yeah.
We don't know which one we're going to get.
That used to be every Saturday, by the way, at Bolt, though. I used to even do my Dave Castro, cover the board and
then
release it. Every Saturday you had no idea what you were showing up to.
Yeah, until we got Sugar WOD.
Maybe we should have just one a month for the fun.
That'd be fun. The mysterious Saturday
unknown
workout. But yeah, we kind of set up a bracket, so we don't know what we have. Like 4 workouts left right now. One of them's Chad. I'm like halfway rooting for that one because I just want to do it. I want to take on the challenge. Other ones are Jerry, which is all rowing and running, which Horton. I'm not rooting for. Horton's a partner workout, and then Hildy's like a big old rowing sandwich thing. So those are the ones we have left, and it's just a really fun way to get the gym involved and get them hyped to do a hero workout, because sometimes when you just say, hey, we're going to do a hero workout on Saturday, people get a little bit intimidated. But when you have that involvement and hey, we were rolling the dice, seeing what's going to happen, it makes it fun and people stay kind of engaged. So
it's been fun too, because you have those hero workouts that you do every single year, or we did for a long time. We actually changed up our 4th of July because we'd been doing that one for
so long,
10, 11 years, which was a really awesome one. But it's fun to kind of mix them up sometimes and do new stuff.
Absolutely. So I'll let you guys know which one we get. Do you have preference?
Are you going to be drinking lots of hydration product
Absolutely.
during the hero workout?
Lots of hydration, lots of resin. Speaking of that, and it's time, guys, we have so many questions to get to. And we get hydrated, so we can smash them. I ain't never gonna stop hydrating. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I am well hydrated and ready to smash this podcast blurb, because this podcast is brought to you by resin. Resin hydration with caffeine in it. You guys, resin is changing the game when it comes to hydration, because now we got caffeine. That's the easiest way to get my attention, is you say the word caffeine, and now you're telling me I can have caffeine and stay hydrated all at the same time. Their product, Endure, this is what we got right here, is not just any other electrolyte drink. I still can't say that word, electrolyte drink mix, but a complete pre-workout. It is what your body needs. It ensures you get the most out of every serving. Each box of resin Endure comes with 15 stick powder packets that you'll add to 12 to 20 ounces of water. Shake it up and enjoy 30 minutes prior to your activity. But I sip on that good stuff all day. I almost got into one of the questions that we have. You can smash these flavors like blue raspberry, watermelon, and peach mango. Notice I didn't say banana because I still hate bananas and always will hate bananas. I don't like bananas. Here's what's in each resin Endure packet. 150 milligrams of natural caffeine, 250 milligrams of L-theanine, 780 milligrams of electrolytes, 1,250 milligrams of coconut water powder, plus 750 milligrams of beetroot powder, 3 to 4 grams of organic cane sugar, and natural flavorings that do not include the nastiness of banana. Resin delivers consistent energy without the crash. This means we can finally have the best of both worlds, guys, when it comes to caffeine and hydration. Drink it up. I've been adding it to my training, and I love it. I love it a lot. Be sure to check out GoResin.com to shop Endure and other bundles these guys got for us. That's GORESN.com, and use my code BIGBECCA. Actually, no, it helps you save 10% this time. 10% on your orders.
Good.
And we got exciting stuff coming with these guys. We love them, and we are very thankful. They are a part of our team. Thank you, Resin. You guys go check them out. And now we get to our podcast questions. Ready?
Yeah. Maybe we'll hand out some sticks for the hero workout.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great. I was going to throw it at the camera.
If
so
you want to
these
try
guys
some
could
at Bolts, and you're here,
I was going
our
to throw it
bolters
at the
that are
camera.
listening,
So the audience
we
in the
can
camera could
pass
catch
them
them,
out.
but I don't want Blitz to eat it. Yes, I will be. Question number 1. Do you lift heavy every day? I lift heavy a lot of days, but definitely not every day. We go on lifting cycles that, have their specific heavy weeks in building, and then we have our deload weeks. But my lifting agenda changes every single day, from Olympic lifting to like days we squat, days we pull heavy, and then I think there's a healthy balance of you can't just lift super heavy every single day. I think you guys just see a lot of like my story highlights where I share a lot of like the big heavy lifts, and but this guy does all my programming, and he does a great job of making sure it's all balanced to where I don't lift maximal. And I think that's what people really talk about, is I definitely don't lift maximal every single day. And if I do, it's like complexes that are forcing you to stay under 1 rep max weights and everything. So the answer to that is no. Cool.
No, yeah.
No.
Especially in like the Olympic lifts, we spend a lot of time
Drilling.
doing percentage-based work and drilling, and we go heavy. We might hit like 90. We'll build competence and confidence at really heavy weights, but there's limited times that I'm just like set up something where you try to max your clean and jerk,
it literally
or
makes
your
me
max
nervous.
your snatch. But we do. We go through different types of progressions and different things to where I'm kind of monitoring too. Like, man, when we're just like nailing 90, 95% every time we touch it for multiples, then I know it's when it's a good time to test or do different things. So.
And then I get nervous when I see 1 rep max written on the spreadsheet. I'm like, oh my gosh, these days don't happen often. Don't mess it up. Can I take a picture with you at WODAPALOOZA? No, I'm just kidding. For $5, no. Of course. Here's a funny WODAPALOOZA story. I really am kidding. I love all the pictures. I love saying hi to you guys. But last year, where I was super nervous to actually I didn't even know what to expect after the games and going into WODAPALOOZA. Having your debut at the games and you get a little bit more of a name out there on the floor, is I remember doing the first workout, which was that muscle up squat workout. And I was gassed, just died, because I felt like we got in late from our flights because that was a whole mess of things. Our flight was super delayed. We got to check-in, almost missed check-in, and then I felt like my body wasn't like ready for that first event. So my heart rate was spiked, and I literally just felt like I was dying on a workout that I shouldn't have felt that gassed. And then I walk off the floor, like trying not to show like how gassed I was. And I'm like hiding in like the corner of the tent, like bent over. And all I hear is, Rebecca, can we get a picture with you? And I'm like, what? I was like trying to hide, but it was like the sweetest moment. It like kicked off WODAPALOOZA, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. But absolutely, I apologize if I look dead in any pictures, but we be going ham out on the floor, and hopefully you guys can catch me when I'm not absolutely destroyed from workouts. But absolutely, I'm looking forward to it. Miami was a blast last year. Matt will be signing autographs too. Blitz will not be there, guys. As soon as we can figure out how to get him a seat on the plane, he will be at every single event. But not this year. Next question. I noticed you're getting thicker muscles. Yeah, buddy. What's your diet like? Clean, and as much clean food as I could possibly get in this tiny body. So, right now we have a bet or a competition going on between two of us. He's got a goal weight, I got a goal weight. Guess who's going to get to their goal weight first? We'll see. We'll see. But guys, I've always been a smaller athlete, obviously, and struggled with like getting in enough food. And it's not because I've had issues with food in the past. I just don't eat a whole lot. So lately I've been really on eating a whole lot more food than I used to. And that coupled with the type of training that I'm doing is just packing on some muscle, and that's been the goal ever since. I mean, that's always been our goal. It's just kind of coming to life as I'm getting old. Getting old person muscles. Hi. Chime in when you would. But yeah, I eat very clean for the most part until the weekend. Then I splurge on the weekend. And make sure I'm hitting my protein intake and then also with the type of training that I do, lots and lots and lots and lots of carbs. That's been the major thing. And milk. It's the milk. It's milk. I need a milk sponsorship. Fairlife, hit me up. Because I've been drinking like extra milk in like my protein coffee. I'm not stingy about it. I'm just like milk. And then I eat cereal at night, which I'm like milk, whole milk, resin.
Calories.
It's good. I'm enjoying the milk.
Yeah.
And you were like,
milk is awesome.
Well, no, duh. That's what do you think baby mammals eat all the time?
Yeah. Like, what is the fastest growing thing?
A human baby? A baby.
Like mammals, when they're babies, they grow so fast. They add weight so quick. Like for percentage of their body weight?
Because milk.
They drink milk.
So I'm just a little baby mammal hooked on milk.
There's a flip side to that. If you're trying to lose weight,
yeah, you shouldn't be hitting the whole milk as much as
the dairy. Some of the dairy, yeah.
You wouldn't be hitting the whole milk like I am right now. But that's actually what's going on. Is like I'm really getting a little bit better about like eating, plain and simple. I'm glad you guys can see that. I've been working really hard on it. Training's like more of the easy stuff, like nutrition, that gets pretty challenging. I need you to chime in on this important question.
Yeah, this bet is going to work. It's really motivating her to beat me.
It really is. Like
she's actually like since we've made this bet, she's been.
I'll help you. There's like a hair.
Just different strategies. You can tell she's proud of herself.
Yeah, I've been like eating like on
one of
the
her
clock.
things. Yeah, one of the things she'll be doing so many things, and she sits there and eats while she does it, but then she eats so slow, and I'm like, I told her you're gonna get full faster. You need to eat quick. It's just like like Joey Chestnut.
I'm gonna be a competitive eater soon.
You can get it way more down if you do it fast. Especially when that's your goal, when you're trying to get a lot of calories in versus feeling full and having to stuff yourself. So since we made the bet, she's been like putting away her other stuff and just like eating her
I'm
food.
not
And
on my
like,
phone when I'm eating. I just focus solely on my plate and I'm like, shovel it in. That's what's been going on. On a food note, would you rather be a hot dog or a hamburger?
That's tough. I'd rather be a hot dog, but I like hamburgers better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. I'm trying to
feel like
think of the advantages of being
Hamburgers
a hot
are
dog.
wide, hot dogs I'm like
Tall.
and
You can
long,
fit in
like-
small spaces. Hot dog.
hot dog.
No, I don't want all the hot dog jokes that come with being a hot dog. Hot dog. What's your favorite undomesticated animal? That's way too hard of a question. Like, guys, did y'all see there's like this rare zebra that they got photographed in Africa? I think it was in Africa. It's like got melatonin is what colors your skin, right?
Like human skin.
Yeah, but it's got some rare like situation going on to where it's not normal zebra colors. I was like, how do you even know if it's a zebra then?
Isn't the fur on the zebra?
It's like
makes it-
brown. It's like brown, but it's still got stripes and everything, and it's not like normal white and black stripes. This is where you get all of your world information, is on the No Regrets podcast. But that was adorable. If I have to say, obviously a squid, a sea creature, but a land creature, it's either going to be an okapi or a platypus.
What's an okapi?
It's a deer with a zebra butt.
Oh.
I'll show you a picture. Yeah. Or we'll pop one up right here.
I say bear.
There's domesticated bears, right?
Not really. Well, I mean, there's some they kind of train, but fully undomesticated.
There's more undomesticated bears than domesticated bears, so that one works.
Bear counts.
Bear does count. There's no domesticated okapis.
There probably are. There's probably some on some
Or there's some in the
Big-
zoo. Does that count as domesticated?
big Texas ranch where you can go hunt them.
No, I don't think you hunt okapis.
I bet somebody does.
I used to have a stuffed animal of an okapi, and we used to call it the Acapulco, and I don't know why. Just not how you say its name. Okay, I don't understand this question, but I'm gonna try to answer something about it. How do you approach life balance for your athletes? I don't know if that's preaching to athletes or training athletes, and how do you balance life and pro fitness? Basically, talk about balance really quick. I got plenty of like move mindset videos on this, guys. I believe in balance is a word I always go back to when I feel frustrated, whether it's with training or not getting enough rest, because we're always kind of teeter-tottering over this line of doing too much of this and not enough of this. And when it comes to like keeping myself busy through all this, one, I love to keep myself busy. But it just structuring out the day and making sure I kind of time block, this is when I want to train, this is my time to be a little bit selfish and focus on my training only, and then obviously scheduling to do other things like this podcast or edit videos. And by all means, I'm not great at it. Like, there's a lot of run-ins sometimes of feeling like I do too much, but it's just kind of scheduling, pouring more into like prioritizing the things that I need to prioritize, like coaching and training, and then leaving room for other fun things like making videos, editing. But we live a busy life here at the gym.
I think balance is kind of a buzzword nowadays. I think the best advice
I like that
I
word.
would
Don't
give
rip on it. I like that word.
I would give is that everybody's balance looks differently. And when I hear it said, people look and like, oh, this person has balance. I need to do what they're doing. And that can be faulty because we're all different in so many different, we're all unique in so many different ways. And you just need to decide what you want, be honest with yourself about it, and then figure out what helps you, the best way for you to get there. And that doesn't always mean like what you want, whether it be accomplishing things, or maybe you can say you want to go to the CrossFit Games, but if you're not willing to do those things to go to the CrossFit Games, then it's like more balance isn't going to get you there. So it's like just being honest and kind of coming up with what works for you. I think there is something very important to not putting all your eggs in one basket or putting too much pressure on yourself in different ways, depending on who you are. But you also have to, you just have to be honest with yourself, I think, with what you want, and then realize that your balance is a little bit different than somebody else's. And you can take inspiration from other people, but I think people get in trouble because they're like,
so much hair on me.
I need to do what that person's doing or do what that person's doing.
Yeah,
Or do a blueprint of what they're doing instead of saying, oh, that's cool, they found their path or their way to be successful at this. Use it as inspiration to find my path to be successful, which might have a few similar things, but isn't the exact same thing.
And I think
because you're not the same person.
I think everybody's always they very rarely
And you value different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone
I
has
think
different
very
values.
rarely do you feel perfectly balanced too. Everybody's always like working back and forth and trying to figure it out. So, but my biggest goal is when I'm juggling everything that I do, guys, is keeping like structure and making the hardest thing I have right now is making sure I create enough time to do fun things away from like my job, which is coaching and training. So I'm still trying to figure it out.
Fun things.
Fun things. How long have you been an athlete? My whole life, guys. So 10 years of gymnastics, just past 10 years of CrossFit. Fun things. Okay, you're going to take this one because I want to hear your opinion, because when I answer this question, there is no way we're going to get a Whoop sponsorship. What do you think about tracking daily progress with a watch? Everybody be doing it these days.
If it motivates you to be consistent, to show up, to work out, to get your steps in, to do your training, and you geek out on it, and it makes you better, do it. But just like on everything, I mean, I wouldn't put there. I know where you're going to go with this. Is you can with the Whoop thing.
It messes with my head more than anything. For what I do, and I'm totally down for people like listening to it that are like truly in it for like. I mean, I'm in it for my health too, but I'm also riding the line of competitive sport, which is extreme. And
so you don't want no dumb watch being like, you need a rest day.
Yeah, I don't want the watch being like, you're gonna feel like crap today.
But see, the feedback it's trying to give you is so you learn how to recover, sleep, get the things you need so you can be ready for training and get the most out of training. But you don't like to be told what to do.
That's plain and simple what it is. Not even a watch is gonna tell me what to do. Shut up.
10% recovery. Oh yeah, watch this.
Bitch.
That is your problem.
But no, seriously, for some people, it is like a little accountability partner on your wrist, and it's great. It does give you, there's great products out there that do give you some great feedback. So if it helps you be consistent and help you get steps in, it's a fun little tool to have.
What I will say is you have to be careful with the exact data you're getting off of the wearable, because some of them, they vary depending on how they fit, different ways that you wear them while you're doing exercise, how they'll read different things is they might not be 100% accurate with you burned this many calories. Oh, I put and then you go and you add that into a calculator and be like, I can eat 1,000 more calories because it said I ate or I burned 1,000 calories. You got to be careful with that, because I don't know, a lot of them aren't going to give you exact feedback in that way. So there are some things that
those good things.
You can't put
so precise.
all your eggs in that basket.
I have nothing against it. You just really don't see me wearing a whole bunch.
You don't really, yeah.
I'll wear heart rate monitors when I train, just because we do heart rate training. But that's when I have something on, that's usually what that is. How's the gym going so far? Great. Thank you for asking. We love it. Bolt is great. Great question coming up. Woo! What is your favorite resin Endure flavor? I'm going to rank them right now. As far as like what's in my head and what I've experienced. There's 3 flavors right now: blue raspberry, watermelon, and peach mango. I'm gonna go blue raspberries at the top for me, peach mango, and then watermelon. And it's funny
Peach mango is
because
my favorite one, but I haven't tried. I gotta try the watermelon. But I
because
just like that one so much.
I didn't go for peach mango. Like, from looking at the packet, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like that one. That's the one that's in this one. I've been hooked on it for the last few days. So I just have a lot of that flavor left because I drank all the blue raspberries first. That's my ranking of the 3 flavors. So you have peach mango at the top.
Peach mango.
It is.
But I liked it. I tried the blue raspberry, still good, but I like the peach mango, and then I just stayed on that one because we're both kind of like that. Once we find a flavor or something, we're just like.
I'm scared for you to actually try the
But
watermelon.
I will try the watermelon.
Because you got high expectations for all watermelon flavors because it's like
watermelon
your
I
favorite.
love as just in general.
Great question. Would we ever see Matt, you, or both compete at the Spyland Games? I only want to compete if it's against him. I don't know. I was very tempted last year. Someone tried to get me out on the floor for one of the events, the final event this past year when we were here just recently. And I was like, don't tempt me. Like, basically, I was like, if someone asked me, like, hey, would you go in this lane and do this workout, I'd easily say yes. So I don't know. Maybe I think for that event, because when it comes to being there for Cambro and being there for the event, I'd want to do a really fun specialty workout with you guys. Or we kind of do that as a community workout after the event, but let's face it, people are dead after the competition, so there's not a ton of people that show up for it. But as far as during the competition, it'd be fun to do a little special workout. Invite some friends,
No, I think it would be cool for you to do a one-off work.
I don't want to do it by myself, so you have to do it. What swear word do you say the most? Funny story is I used to never swear. People knew me as that. Becca doesn't cuss. Then I met him. I'm just kidding. Forever change. Not really. I try not to cuss too much, but it's kind of I need to watch myself sometimes. The one easily I say the most is, I guess I won't bleep this out because I've already cussed on the podcast before. It's easily shit. Like I said, it's on my story currently. I've tripped on those crossovers and I go, shit. You can hear it.
Yeah. I heard you missing them.
Yeah, he proceeds to tell me that after the workout.
Blitzcam.
He's a cute boy.
Oh, shit. Blitz knows when I cuss. That's what's kind of crazy.
See, that's how rare, we don't cuss a whole lot. So when we do, Blitz is oh, what?
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
It's okay, dude. It's okay.
I think he's the same. We don't go too crazy.
I don't know. Depends.
Do you throw F-bombs more? If I'm mad, I'll be throwing those left and right. But that means I'm truly upset.
Yeah.
If you get me to throw an F-bomb.
If I'm in the car and you're driving poorly,
yeah,
you might get an F-bomb.
Yeah. That's the best place to find that from you. Banana, question mark. This is when I just want to flip off the camera, speaking of cuss words, because someone just said banana, question mark. No. Next question. Other hobbies besides lifting and collecting workout clothes like the rest of us? I'm a little bit offended. Because actually I don't collect a whole lot of workout clothes. I just accumulate some. But I'm not a big shopper. But I do lift a lot. My other hobbies include art and comedy, videos, editing. Matt writes.
Or you should check out her wall ball video.
Wall ball video?
The one you just did.
Oh,
on
that was a
YouTube.
great one. You guys are liking that one. Turns out
just your
a lot
skills
of people
on
need
editing
help.
and
Yeah, getting there.
and all that it's a cool balance. I think if you guys like it, definitely give her feedback. But I like the comedy mixed in with real good coaching. It's pretty cool.
Look at her
Pretty
flick at her
unique.
wrist. Go check it out if you need help with wall balls. Take it from your fellow short person. These are quick questions. How can I get a lifting program from you? Guys, the only programs I have right now as far as lifting are just like more technique work. They're not like get stronger at snatches. It's more like get better at snatching, and for beginners. So I don't have any lifting programs like that available.
Let's just
for
pull
you
one off
guys.
Bolt.
But
We can
Bolt
do a
has
Bolt
some.
one.
Hey, just get on it. These people need it. I'll put it on my website. Y'all want that? Y'all want some lifting cycles? They're good ones. Some old Bolt lifting cycles. How excited are you for the 2024 Open? I'm excited. It's not necessarily for the Open, it's just for the season. The Open, I'm kind of just like, I gotta do it. But for the kickoff of the season, and I know it's a lot on the gym, and we've talked about this in the past of just like the few weeks that it takes to run the Open in here. It gets a little bonkers because you have to restructure programming, and that's a lot of work on you. We have to run the classes a little bit differently depending on the workout and everything, but I do truly enjoy watching people do the Open and have some fun with attacking those workouts. Because we all doing that same workout, and it's always a challenge. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited for the kickoff of the season? I'm ready to get into 2024. I like even years too. Like 24 sounds way better than 23. Do you know those also sound older though? Like when you're in even age?
Does it?
I feel like it. Like you're like 24, ugh. But then when you turn 25, you're like, oh, okay, mid-20s.
Makes no sense.
I've always thought of it that way.
What about in 29?
30 is going to sound way older than 29. How did you decide to become a CrossFit athlete? I didn't. This life chose me. Next question. You enjoying the podcast? How upset do you become if a competition result is not what you expected? Get effing pissed.
I thought you didn't cuss.
I said effing. Okay, real talk. This is a great question. Take semifinals, for example. I was proud of my efforts when it was over. It really just depends on what happens in the competition. If when you try to be a great competitor and a mature, like, competitive athlete, you try to look at the pieces of what was good, what was bad, what can be improved on. And, like, take semifinals, for example. I was proud of pretty much everything that we did out on the floor. Did we get the result that we wanted? Absolutely not. So I had a moment when we were wrapping up the competition where I was like, I was happy. I was like, I did a lot of great things out there. But then the next morning felt like someone who I imagine someone would feel after, like, partying and having a one-night stand and, like, waking up the next. I have no idea what that's like. And it's just, like, disappointment, like, when you wake up. And then I cried the next day, and it was very somber next day. What is this podcast turning into? No, but so that's a little bit of, they feel kind of different. I'm a person that'll beat myself up for a long time, trying to get better about moving past, like, some things I didn't like. But that's exactly what I try to do, is I try to, as hard as it can be, if something didn't go the way you wanted it to, take the good pieces from it, recognize the poor pieces from it or the bad pieces from it, and learn from it and move on to the next one. Can't change what happened. But yeah, I get pretty emotional. And it's good to let that out, as long as you're willing to move on to the next thing.
Right. You work so hard, a full year, like, culminates in a competition like semifinals last year. Mm-hmm. you're obviously going to be emotional, whether you make it, you don't make it, you reach your goal or not. Even if you do some things that surprise you or you perform workouts really great, like better than you thought, if it doesn't work out the way that you want, it's obviously a letdown. And we talked about this a little bit previously, but I think it's the roller coaster of the weekend in general. It's the roller coaster of seeing some of the workouts and seeing them play out and seeing how that sled was going to play out and knowing that was going to be rough. And then, but saying, hey, we can make up points here or there. You don't know how stuff's going to fall out, and still believing and giving it your all.
It's an
and it's
emotional roller coaster
just that up
for
and down
sure.
is really,
And we don't
it's really
compete a
tough.
whole lot.
Right, you have to wait a whole another super long time until you're on that floor with that level of athlete again, which makes it really, really difficult and challenging as a coach or as a
Like last year, I
as your
competed
person,
live
so-
twice.
yeah.
That's it.
And knowing how much you put into it and how much it means to you, you're obviously going to have those. But that's, you know what, that's life and that's sports. I mean, what's your favorite sport? That happens every single day in every single sport. It would be cool if we could maybe compete a little bit more often, but
And we can.
it is what it is.
I just got to schedule it. Maybe we'll do that this year. We'll just let it rip and sign up for everyone. Just kidding. But yeah, those are my thoughts on that. I'll wear my heart on my sleeve, especially when it comes to that. So I think so, because I ain't afraid to show I'm angry or upset, or it's the emotion that comes with all of this. Here's a deep question. Is it ever too late to pursue a goal? No regrets.
Yes.
It depends on what it is, really. I'm trying to think of Okay, go on.
Yes. I mean, some things aren't attainable at certain points. If you're 50 and you go, I want to be an astronaut, well, that's not going to happen. You can't go through that whole process of becoming an astronaut once you're 50. Doesn't mean you couldn't maybe find a way to work for NASA or do something super cool in the space world, but there's certain things that that aren't going to, you can't, I want to go play in the NFL.
I think there's something to be said about, because I do like to be on the happy, positive side of things, but I think we also do a good job of staying in reality. Like, be realistic with yourself.
I think you can definitely
You gotta be more
work in that
realistic with yourself
realm
or where
go-
you're at.
or whatever your goal is, be able to, whatever the goal is, if it's not obtainable, like that kind of drastic statement I just made, I don't think anyone's making that goal necessarily, or they understand that that's not reality, but you can still change your life in some way to fit into that lifestyle or do something similar.
Yeah, okay, example. Let's work through this. This is really fun to work through, actually. You're 50 years old. You're obviously not going to become a NFL player,
Right.
a pro football player. But maybe you're so passionate about the sport and everything, you could find another, like you said, like another job or position to work within that. So you can be really, really close to that sport, those athletes and everything. So when it boils down to like hardcore, like specific goals, yeah, I would think there is a time where something might be too late, but you might like alter or flip that goal to like still be in that same path or that same
Well, and age
realm,
is just one thing, because you can look at, there's other things that, obviously the younger you are, the more the more things you have to pursue, or that you have a timeline to pursue. But I think there's an honest assessment of your skill set and your body type, or what you're good at or bad at. That will tell you, is that a worthwhile goal to chase for you? If you don't, I mean, I guess that's saying, for example, you love basketball, you're a shorter athlete, you can still do it. It's just going to be very difficult to do, right? Your body type doesn't fit that. Doesn't mean you can't. There's there's plenty of examples of outliers that have made it, but you just have to go on, you have to understand that and then look at those skills and things you need to have if you are that athlete. Or I guess we keep bringing it back to sports in a way, but
because that's all we know how to talk about.
So
I
I don't
wanted to
know.
play
I hate to
some-
say that if you believe in yourself and you're willing to put in the work, I think you can do just about anything. But I do think there is a time and a place to be honest with yourself once again and say, does this fit my skill set, or what is my skill set? And if it doesn't, sometimes it's like, oh, I need to go develop the skill and then then I can go do the thing. But I don't know.
That's a deep question. I came up with I want to do a really cool video. I just have to kind of like brainstorm how I want to structure it out. It's what it's like competing as a smaller athlete in CrossFit, and I think the way I have it envisioned in my brain and like what I actually want to talk about is like going to be very much on the lines of this. So it kind of reminded me of that. That's another video idea that I have that I don't know when I'll do it, but keep an eye out for something.
I will say I do think it's underrated how much if you truly are hard charging and put in the work and you truly believe in it, that you can manifest things in your life and
I believe it.
and change
Jim Carrey said that.
change and shape the world around you and make it be what you want it to be. We probably underestimate our abilities to do that.
I believe it. I believe it.
Do it. Go for it.
Do it. Just do it, Nike.
Unless you're 50 trying to
You're not
join
gonna
an
be
NFL team.
Yeah, you're not going to be an NFL player at that point. How did you get so proficient at teaching? Reps on reps on reps on reps on reps on reps on reps, and I'm still need more reps. That's how you get better at it. You go do it. Next question. Can vegetarians eat animal crackers? That's funny. Next question. Did you ever come up with a name for your art? I did years ago, called Schmidt House Art. Cool, you had an art company, brand, something? Cool. Yes, I did. I just didn't share it with you guys because I was supposed to be getting a logo made of it and I was going to do like a big reveal, but we'll do it here on the podcast. The winner of the poll, I just ended up choosing. It is Squid Farts or Squid F Arts. And I want like my logo to be like this crazy like bug-eyed squid with like holding paintbrushes, and then a digital version that goes like Squid Farts.
And bubbles.
And then bubbles like pop up. It's Squid Farts. 2 more questions. Why is broccoli so broccoli-like, and can it be less broccoli-like? We're broccoli lovers, so you're like talking to the wrong people. The real question is, why is cauliflower so cauliflowery and doesn't have any color in it, even though people say it like cauliflower, and why does it not taste anything like broccoli and it sucks?
No, it doesn't.
It
Like
sucks way more
cauliflower,
than broccoli.
Rice or cauliflower potatoes, those are good.
I like broccoli better though.
Yeah.
Why does it look like
Just,
it and
guys,
it's white and it doesn't?
Those types of things, if you learn to roast broccoli, roast cauliflower, it's way better than
Roasted as in, you suck. Your mama sucks. Roasted veggies are good. Just roast it so much to where it's like not even
I feel
a
like so
vegetable.
many no, not that. Not that. I feel like,
that's
so
what I
many
do.
people have
To where it doesn't even have the nutrients in it anymore.
think vegetables are terrible because they've only had them prepared in terrible ways with like totally
Soggy.
just soggy, being boiled or being heated in a way that they're just not flavorful. Try roasting. Get an air fryer, a Ninja air fryer. Those are awesome. That's what we use.
Broccoli. I don't know why broccoli is broccoli, because it just wants to be a little tasty treat. It is time for Coach Jen's question of the week.
You gave me the bad one.
Oh, why are so many of them broken? At least I got a working one. Coach Jen gave us a great question this week. This has been a fantastic podcast. I'm a little exhausted right now. My brain is. And Blitz is here to answer this question with us. If you had to eat a crayon, what color would you eat? Green for the broccoli. Not the cream-colored one for the cauliflower. That one's gonna be grosser. That's a great question.
I would just eat one of the ones I was never going to use.
Do you have any childhood stories of like you were the kid that ate glue, or you were the kid that ate the erasers off of the pencils, or no, because you were a perfect little kid. You were just like not a weirdo. I used to do the whole like.
Do I look
crazy?
dumb to you?
Yes. I used to do the whole like glue on your hand, let it dry, and then pick it off. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Answer the question.
I said whatever color I wasn't going to use to color with, that's the one I would eat.
Brown? It would be brown or white.
Because you might use brown for something.
It'd be brown or white.
Okay, white. What are you going to color with white?
Exactly. So I guess you're eating the white crayon.
And it has less probably.
He's in love with the cocoa.
There's less color stuff bad for you in the white one.
Because it's colorless?
Yeah. I don't know if they put dyes or something in that. The other ones.
I either say green for broccoli. Green is kind of like one of my favorite colors, so it's going to taste like, you have to imagine what it's going to taste like. Pink looks kind of appetizing because it looks like cotton candy or something. But all in all, if there's a flavor that I typically go for, like in anything and everything, it'd be like cherry. So now I'm at red. I'll just eat the whole box. Come on.
You
That's
do
how
some
you get
really
all
vibrant,
the flavors.
crazy color. And then
Hey, give me that rainbow crayon.
rainbow crayon. And then just see what happens out the other end. What your poop looks like. That's a good experiment.
You know
If you're
what?
going to do it, you might as
what?
well experiment
You know
with
what?
it.
This is what we're landing on.
might as
Final
well-
answer, all the colors go into black. Give me that black crayon. And on that note, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, and email us any long-form questions at getthatfusednews@gmail.com. We're doing a lot of fun things all the time. Yeah, you guys have enough workouts from me. We're peacing out on this one. Peace out.
Happy Veterans Day.
Oh, happy Veterans Day.